Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. Off here to glorious 1v1 on Taranto Coastline. Finally away from Road to Tunis and Pacino stalemate for a while. And we got the fog all removed because we got the hotfix. So now I can see both sides and everything else. Bloody great. In the east we got Orangepest himself, one of the finest DAK players currently in the game, fighting for the Deutsches Afrika here with the 90th Panzergrenadier Division. In the southwest stands Charlotte, fighting for America, freedom, democracy here with the 3rd Infantry Division. So into Rav Squad Scout start here, right off to fight for freedom. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued and generous support of the Propagandacast, in particular through these trying times. So, 2 thumbs up to all those wonderful people. But for now, let us return to the action. We got Panzergrenadier out here for Orangepest, Panzer Pioneer heading northwards, and Charlotte with Riflemen and, well, the single scout squad here, rapidly advancing there for freedom, democracy, and liberty. Goes along with the hotfix, there's also a fix for mortars and other support weapons, always retreating properly, and the DAK loiter for armored support, basically one-shotting tanks. So, some nice fixes there, but I'm just happy I got proper replay mode back again. Well, proper, but you know, proper workaround for it. We're still waiting for a proper replay mode. Hopefully August. Riflemen pushing forwards here. We got the Panzer moving forwards here, quickly lining up for a more concerted and aggressive push here. Orangepest moves ahead for the fatherland, ready to shoot down any Americans he sees on sight. Charlotte with the 3rd Rav Squad here. No immediate choice of battle group here from Charlotte. Or from Orangepest, most orange of pests. And there we go, first engaging at 2-minute mark, close here to Charlotte's base. Orangepest Panzer clashing with the Riflemen here. GIs versus Panzergrenadier, forcing away the Riflemen here. And quickly disengaging. Could have kept fighting here, of course, but the problem is it's so close here to Charlotte's base, it may not seem to be worth it here, so he's going to, of course, look to move to other engagements and probably look to win them as well. Charlotte, of course, can quickly counterattack here with more Riflemen now from the base. We'll, of course, see what happens next. No choice yet of a support center or any other surprises there. Up north here, Riflemen pushing for the northern victory point, scouts grabbing points here as well. We got a 250 half flag out here for Orangepest. Fairly aggressive push with the Leichter Schützen Panzerwagen. Shots fired there. Charlotte continuing to focus back on the south here. And it is worth noting, see, I mean, Orangepest is basically not really paying much attention to the south here, which is actually, I think, a fairly smart move. This is not too important. You can actually get sucked into some very unproductive engagement. You typically actually on Taranto Coastline want to focus on the north side of the map here. So what Orangepest is doing here is overall, I think, the smart approach here to Taranto Coastline. Of course, that doesn't mean the south is utterly worthless, but it's not necessarily where you want to be committing, like, you know, the main bulk of your forces a lot of the time. Grab northern fuel point here, but you can see Orangepest doing the same here towards Charlotte's fuel. And now we got mechanized Panzer Pioneer here, or armored, if you use German technology, get Panzer, going straight for the scouts. Charlotte just retreats here. 4th Rav Squad out here for Charlotte. It's up to a total of 4. Squads now of Riflemen. Charlotte can continue to push up the south here. Could threaten like to cut off Orangepest here through these 2 points. We'll of course have to see if that is what happens. A lot of stuff going on here so far. We do here have the air support center. So Charlotte here definitely looking to unleash the power of the United States Air Force upon Orangepest and the German army. Unleashing the Yarbos, as Germans would commonly call Allied fighter bombers. Which stands for Jagdbomber. Fun fact. Panzer is sitting out here. And we also got a pretty early MD-35 for Orangepest with the light support company here. Engaging the Riflemen here behind the heavy car on the munitions point. A lot of engagements here so far. Quite aggressive and fluid gameplay so far both sides. Got the strafing runs ready. We'll of course have to see where Charlotte decides to unleash it. The first one has the potential to be extra devastating because there's always that, like, you know, moment when the opponent isn't quite prepared for it. Munitions point they're into neutral, but is forced to withdraw here, popping to the building right before Orangepest Panzergrenadier can do it, leaving the men quite exposed there to the elements of American gunfire. And popping back here to Orangepest. No battle group yet here chosen by either side. Flying the up here for the Panzer Pioneer, forcing here Charlotte's men out into the open and just right into the flamethrower there. Definitely chose the wrong door. Ravenel taking some heavy damage. The flying of course, quite the potent weapon. Quick mining there. Thumbs up to Orangepest. Grab the point here with the MD-34. And back here, troop enforcing. Motor pull-ups well there for Charlotte. And at the same time, you also got Orangepest here with a mechanized company straight to a very fast Armoured. So of course that's going to be, I think, Charlotte's major priority to put a stop to. Might even, if she's anticipating it, go for a fast Chaffee. So of course, she could also go for the Greyhound, just more emphasis on the infantry. But we're still not seeing much of a battle group here though for either side as of yet. Both players remaining a bit hesitant. Looks to be air reconnaissance here though from Charlotte. So certainly getting away her support center there if Orangepest is paying attention. Which he likely is. He is a very attentive player. And we go straight into mine, costing 2 scouts. More mines here from Orangepest, thumbs up. And we got the Arctard out here though. Ooh, got a straight run in the MD-34. It's not set up so Orangepest could retreat to get out there. Oh! Full wipe there, quite painful. Trying to get out of the way, but just was a bit too slow there. Should have just hit the retreat, at which point there's a damage reduction on retreating units. That would have just saved it there. Bit of bad luck there for Orangepest. We got the 250 after the Panzerjägers in it, though, rushing in to recruit that. After that, though, prohibits Charlotte from moving in to grab the machine gun as well here. I mean, she could have tried it, but would have suffered so many losses in this case for nothing anyway. So Charlotte here definitely making the right decision here, just withdrawing. Got the other 250 after out there, so a fair amount of vehicle support now for Orangepest, Panzergrenadier, Panzerjägers, and Panzer Pioneer. Good bit of mechanization here for the 90th Panzergrenadier Division, 5th Panzergrenadier Company. Back here we do get the Chaffee tank on the way there, the M24. Right here as the Panzergrenadiers, Orangepest of course looking to apply as much pressure to Charlotte, of course, ensure that Charlotte cannot get much fuel. We also get a battle group choice here for Orangepest. It is Italian Combined Arms. Likely not for the Bersaglieri though. Maybe for the Bredas and the vehicle support there, but likely could also be for the Italian equipment there. Go Chaffee arriving here to the field. Arcard in deep trouble here for Orangepest. No units nearby to at least, snare up the Chaffee either. Good chance here that Orangepest Arcard will be left a burning wreck here. He's trying to use the 250 attack here, by the way, to block the Chaffee, but it doesn't work out for him. In fact, now the 250 attack will go down as well. There's going to be a double whammy here for Charlotte. You also got immediate veterans who won here, I believe, so very good likelihood here that Charlotte has gone for Armoured. Further support here, and of course this creates a series of additional expectations for Orangepest, because if he's anticipating Armoured, that means ECHs, perhaps Scots, and other things that could be coming down his way. Strafing around up north here, ripping through the Panzers in both building and outside here. Quite a hit here to Orangepest and the German army. Charlotte comes back swinging hard. Engineers also at the ready to fix up the Chaffee. Or reinforcements there. No healing though here for Charlotte as of yet. And a wipe on the Panzers. Quite a blow here to Orangepest. Those are significant blows. I mean, in the span of I think a minute, he's lost armored cars, half-tracks, and a full infantry squad. That is quite the chance that we do have this event here. And of course, you can actually go here for the Carro Armato M1340. Though he may decide to go for the strafing run. Nope. Orangepest definitely more fan of Italian armor here. Rushing out there, the M1340 Italian tank, which would see, of course, extensive use by the Italian army, even by the German army somewhat there. It used it once the Italian army was effectively disbanded and the Germans suddenly found themselves with a lot of Italian tanks. So little fun fact there. Northeast scout spotted routed. Using the half-tech to transport the MD-34. Cheeky. Yeah, Chaffee versus M1340 is definitely an interesting matchup there. Might be getting some potential light tank battles there, which I find is always some of the more interesting fights of Companies 3 when we do get them. Back here, what's next for Charlotte? Particularly now that she has seen the M1340, will she commit to more Chaffies? Will Orangepest commit to more M1340s? Back to Charlotte. Yeah, Armoured can even here go for the Scott, theoretically, to help put pressure on Orangepest infantry. Air recons again. And soon go for another Chaffee. Of course, got the fast deploy there, so can really get up Chaffies very fast here. Up north, steady progress well there. Panzer Grenadiers with them new Fed force about to run into a lot of angry Americans. Element came out about the Grasshopper high altitude recon run is it's free, so it's free reconnaissance you get with that air support center. That's definitely not something to take lightly. There you go, broad push here from Charlotte. Infantry leading the way, backed up with the Chaffee. Could go for another Chaffee, I think, now. Or, of course, go for the Scott. I'd say both have applications there for Charlotte, but no, we do get the M24 Chaffee number 2 out here. M1340 rushing down to meet Charlotte. Chaffee here head on. And there you go. Tank battles on the smaller scale here happening. So far, Orangepest M1340 easily in the engagement, but both sides are backing off. Neither player really willing to commit here and risk losing their tanks until they have more of a numerical advantage. And there you go, Charlotte definitely going to build up towards now with a second Chaffee there up north fighting here. Results in a small tactical win for Orangepest as Panzer Grenadiers pushing back those for Dante Yankees. Meanwhile, we got another M1340 here. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting a light tank battle. Scouts are getting plastered with fire there from the M1340 and its 47mm gun, which is basically adapted from an Italian anti-tank gun, which itself was based off, I believe, an Austrian gun. Yeah, a bit of a history to some of these guns, actually. But there you go, Chaffee's going forward with the isolated M1340s here. Charlotte there, though, decides not to push any further. Again, clearly worried about possible mines or the Panzerjägers, leading to a sudden win here. Charlotte just pulls back with the Chaffies instead of Ergsteding here versus Orangepest, clearly respecting his skills, at least to some degree. Back here, troop reinforcing healing. As always, as for Orangepest, we do have the ambulance up there.
Point is being attacked.
Charlotte, we'll have to see, of course, if she's going to keep committing to M13 or Chaffee tanks, and of course, whether or not Orangepest will keep committing to Carro Armatos. M1340. There's also the M1441, which was an improved version of this tank. Wild Squad there, push back with the M1340. Additional note to keep in mind about Italian tanks, particularly the early ones, is they were actually riveted because they didn't actually have a lot of trained welders, but rather had a lot of trained riveters. And of course, it's easy to make them with riveted armor. But that said, rivets have a major disadvantage, which is they kind of have a tendency to fly off inside of the tank once the tank gets hit, creating more dangers for the crew.
Defend our victory point.
So, little fun fact there. Charlotte keeping the tanks going. We've got a third one out here. There's two M1340s, of course. We do have the Panzerjägers, and there you go. Isolated tank here. Charlotte could go for the kill here. Shoots, misses. And what's more, the Italian gunners proved to be apparently better than the American ones. Just for the Ralph squad here. M1340 rolling forwards. Back here. Chaffee at the ready. Pushing forwards up north here with M1340. Ralph squad there being slowly forced away there. Carl there taking a light hit from the 47mm gun. And we got Armada out here to help deal with all these M24 Chaffies. Clearly not wishing to rely fully on just Italian army here against these Chaffee swarms here as Charlotte unleashes the full force of the American light arsenal. Constantly being swarmed, anti-tank grenade off here though from Orangepest. Slightly damaging up here. Orangepest looks like he might plan to rush in with the tanks and then counter-attack Charlotte's M13 or Chaffies. I don't know why I keep calling them M13s as well. I do not know why. At least I'm not calling them M10s, which is sort of the new American, totally not a light tank. Mines here from Orangepest, thumbs up. Charlotte, compared to, I think, isn't actually laying down any mines. There we go. Italian armor pushing forward in support of the 90th Panzer Grenadier Division. Routing in the scouts. Will Charlotte keep churning out Chaffies? Will Charlotte go for a Scott here, maybe? There's so many options here, really. No grenade fire for Charlotte. Would be an idea to consider some snares to help deal with some of Orangepest's force. Though, of course, might be pursuing munitions for strafing runs and dive bombs. Fairly consistent use of the reconnaissance run there. Thumbs up.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Assault grenades out near for Orangepest.
We're losing our capture.
Charging in for Swaziland.
Enemy movement
Meanwhile,
near our victory point.
3rd Infantry Division, 5th Company there lining up for a fresh counterattack here through the southern route. Chaffee's main reserve in there. Go Charlotte commits to a 4th M24 Chaffee, a light tank. Things are continuing to build up here
Now under enemy
like a
control.
pressure cooker. And there you go, the assault is committed. Charlotte rushes in here with 4 Chafees. Honestly though, if she's not going to go for like Scots, she should have gone for like Seek and Destroy. Because I mean, imagine this many Chafees with Seek and Destroy. That would be absolutely hell there for Orangepest. Could have been a straight up GG there. So I feel like Charlotte there might have made a mistake a bit. Like, lots of Chafees with Seek and Destroy is like big win. And there you go. Orangepest lost a Marder and a Chaffee here. Not a Chaffee, but M1340 here to the Chafees, but only getting 1 Chaffee in return. That's it though. Mine goes off here, taking out the damage here on, taking out the engine on one of Charlotte's Chafees. M1340 moves in there, gets the kill. Fighting continues and escalates over and over again here. That's it, there's a good chance here. Yes, the final M1340 goes down, and now a strafing run on the MU-34 and the 250 half-track. Grenades off here, damaging the engine of another Chaffee. And looks like the final 250 half-track also combusts. Meanwhile, more Chafees there. Ah, guess there's a bit of a bug here with the replay viewing after the patch. Oh well. Hopefully that can get buffed out as well there. Oh, there we go. Now it's gone. Yeah, just a slight glitch there. But there we go. Both Chafees hold out. They're both Chafees. Heavily damaged. The armor's pockmarked. And all other sorts of nasty things. Orangepest definitely in a very tough position. All of his armor's gone. And again, he's up against an opponent who could, like, potentially at any moment start pushing out, like, you know, Chaff or EC8s or against Scots. So far, interestingly enough, Charlotte is not going for any Scots. Also, in terms of no BARs either.
Report, our enemy is on 250 points.
Also, Orangepest have been taking good back control versus Charlotte so far. Thumbs up to that.
A capture point is being
Panzer Pioneer versus Rifleman. Forced to withdraw there. Assault Grenadiers, of course, also a good addition. We got the Breeders ready, though only 1 Panzer Grenadier squad to really take advantage of it. Rifleman pushing into the MD-34. Panzer, you can see, standing their ground as well.
Ready to assault!
Ready to assault!
Our territory is in enemy hands.
Steady pushing forwards here. Rifleman holding up here in the behind the old warehouse. More Rifleman in. Surprised we're not seeing any BARs or anything else much here from Charlotte at this point. As for Orangepest, hard to say what he's planning here. We're not really seeing much except floating of resources and just infantry moving forwards. Perhaps he's trying to formulate a new plan of attack here versus Charlotte and the Americans. And something just happened in terms of resources, but I can't quite tell what. Heading southwards here. North here, Panzer Pioneer being tapped by the rifle squads. Pushing in here with the rifle grenades off here, quickly dodged. Nice concussive grenade there from Orangepest, coming out of his retreat.
A Marder 3 has entered the field.
There we go, Marder 3 out. And another Marder here for Orangepest. Utilising the pack of steel there to get out multiple Marders at a discount. Certainly a good response here to all these Chafees. Just go for a lot of German tank destroyers. Machine gun here, they're being swamped from several sides here. We'll have to withdraw here. First Marder ready, second one almost ready as well. So up north here we got the Panzer Rifle Squad there.
A victory point is being taken.
Popping into the building is a bit risky with the assault gun that is nearby. But there you go. Doesn't do it, and it's just ultimately forced to withdraw anyways. And the South American forces pushing forwards. And we got another M1340 to back up the now 2 martyrs here from Orangepest. Back to Charlotte. As for Charlotte, we are not seeing... Oh, we got the BARs up now. With a total of 5 rifle squads. That is a hell of an infantry force here and a hell of a challenge here on Orangepest Sands. We also got the M31 recovery vehicle. Charlotte also got the EC8 ready here. Could call it in any time now. But so far, has decided not to pull the trigger. M1340, the Punch Pioneer support moving forwards here. Center lines collapsing for the infantry division up north here. Chaffee's running forwards here as well. Smoke being deployed here, but the Punch was out in the open, being fired at by multiple light tanks. And of course, engaged with the flamethrower will definitely force to retreat here. To withdraw to safer and less deadly positions. Not fitting here. South here, the Orangepest looking to flank up behind. Marder pathing, betraying a bit of both reversing. It's certainly very frustrating moment after any play when their stuff starts reversing. But the July patch will fix that. Pushing forwards here, flanking up behind Charlotte's force here, by the way, making it harder for Charlotte to escape easily with the Chaffies here. Nice aggressive push here from Orangepest. Martins engaging. 1 Chaffee already down here. Brutal push here. Almost got 1 more Chaffee here. Down it goes. Suddenly, Charlotte's down just 1 Chaffee here now. More to for Charlotte now. Interesting choice at this point. And there we go. All Chaffies are gone. Hello push here by Orangepest. And we got War Machine here, making things even cheaper there. In terms of manpower. So it looks like Charlotte is just going to keep churning out those Chaffies. Clearly a fan of tiny tanks herself. Riflemen swarming the Marder, which is really like, not exactly heavily armored. And certainly in any close quarter engagement with infantry would certainly have lost here, so kind of makes sense. Now the Chaffee out, there's certainly the argument that they should be pushing at least for 1 EC8 or again some Scots. Bit surprised at the lack of Scots, honestly. I feel like they could have helped out a lot there versus some of Orangepest's infantry, maybe sort of push the fight through there swiftly. Oh well. It does allow us to have some fairly non-meta armor matches here, which is always exciting as far as I'm concerned. It's certainly been a while since we've seen any matches really featuring the M1340. They kind of dropped off after the nerfs, but it's not like they sort of got bad. They just aren't like, busted. Mortar fire here. Panzer there pushing right past the troops here, going straight for the mortar. Orangepest knows what his targets are. Another Marder out here, of course. Grenades on the mortar. Almost got Charlotte's mortar crew here, but falls a bit short there. North here, the Italian tank races through here. Charlotte's northern lines, unable to really deal with the mighty Italian tank. Particularly lacking any grenades, by the way, which is a bit of an interesting lack there from Charlotte. More Chaffies out, of course, just keep churning them out. Strafing runs there, going off. The fields are alive with combat. As everyone is racing in now with tank destroyers and light tanks. Charlotte's tanks are being surrounded here by the M1340, the Marders. 1 Marder goes down here, wrecked by Chaffee fire. M1340 moving up, Marder from the other side here. Could take 1 of the Chaffies, and suddenly Charlotte is down to 1 Chaffee again. Can the M1314 or the Chaffee survive here? Who will pull through? And another Chaffee down, and once more the M1340 survives. Up north, the assault guns close to right to bite Charlotte's riflemen. Down to 16 points of health here. 12. Somehow survived that, though. Impressive. Got the survival package going up there for Orangepest. Always a good upgrade. Also makes, I believe, the Italian tanks a bit tougher here. Yep. As for Charlotte, we've got a weapon support center. Okay. And an anti-tank gun. Charlotte is very much playing non-meta here.
Boys are waiting. A victory point is under attack. We must act.
M1340 being fixed up here as well. And back to Orangepest.
Acknowledge. Enemy is down to 200 points.
318 versus 139.
Territory is
Orangepest continues to lead in terms of victory points here. Mortifying the machine gun crew here.
What do you need?
Center being seized with engineers. Northern point being grabbed there by Charlotte's force as well here of the 3rd Infantry Division. What is Charlotte playing with that? Bazooka teams, okay.
forces have taken out that. 300 points remaining. Say again. 300.
Well, that is definitely off the typical beaten meta road, that's for sure. And setting up in the M1340 here, punching through the Italian armor there. Like a loaded freight train through a bakery making croissants. Anyways, Rob squads of the Panzergrenadier need to withdraw the riflemen, though they are definitely losing out to the heavily equipped and veteran Panzergrenadier. Quick chance to wipe here actually now. That certainly hurt Charlotte a bit here, but no. Mortar fire makes it difficult for Orangepest to keep firing easily here. And far up north, you're finding for the fuel points also happening. Concussive grenade there, forcing back the riflemen. I mean, technically, any steel hand grenade, by the way, is a concussive grenade because they were very much designed to rely in part on concussive force. They didn't actually have fragmentation involved with them. It basically meant like, support attacks, like you chuck them in. Defenders like either killed or stunned, then you easily rush in. Fragmentation makes it a bit hard to follow up there because, your own guys might get hit by the fragments as well. Plus in buildings, they might apparently ricochet as well, so... in that sense, the German Shield Hand Grenade was just a stun grenade in that sense. Again, a stun grenade with killing intent. Fun fact, by the way. They did have fragmentation sleeves for them. They could, fit around the grenades. There's an additional side note there. Smoke down there. Very good by Charlotte. North here, Assault Gunners overcome the weapon there with their MP40s. The machine and pistol in the field stick. And there goes Charlotte's Bazooka Team move 40, engaging the martyrs. The 34 punches with the large scope by the side of the victory point here. Orangepest holding on. Charlotte, though, continues definitely control the field to some degree, but the victory points is definitely where things are looking a lot less well here for Charlotte. And Charlotte here... we're not really seeing much in terms of anti-infantry, though. Again, I feel like a Scot here could do some wonders for Charlotte versus Orangepest. Like, those white phosphorus rounds could make things very uncomfortable for Orangepest remaining infantry. That's what Orangepest is planning next. Of course, it's hard to say. Here's more Italian tanks, more Martyrs, machine guns, assault grenadiers. I mean, there's plenty of paths here for Orangepest to pursue versus Charlotte at the moment. More mines, though. Thumbs up. Again, one thing that Charlotte never really got done is mines. We've got 2 bazooka teams here, though. Alongside the anti-tank gun here. We've got 232 versus 139. The match certainly is not your average match. Assault gun is here. Caught in the retreat. Path could get wiped up. Bazooka team pursuing the M1340 here. They want that Italian tank kaput. They almost managed to achieve it here. Orangepest, though, narrowly pulls out his M1340.
Commandant, the enemy holds all victory points.
All 3 spots are being held by Charlotte and the Americans.
Now, fuel point.
Definitely something that can add a bit of pressure here to Orangepest. And we got a pretty late Stuke 3D, by the way, to help deal with the bazooka teams. Now the infantry elements. Spicy.
Fuel point.
Punches right forward to the right near Martyr there, moving up to support as well. That said, the Panzer Grenadiers have seen much better days. 201 versus 139. Carl there gets killed by the Stuke. Blasted apart there by a high explosive shell. Panzer rushing forward, Stuke moving in there, ready to assist right to the anti-tank gun. But the anti-tank gun is found himself getting pumped here by the Sturmküster Ausführung D. Wipes the crew. Beautifully. But there you go. Exposes the side armor to a full volley of bazooka shots here. Mana goes to the anti-tank gun here. Stuke almost getting wiped up. Bazooka teams are taking heavy losses. My god, they got Bob. Bob? Who's Bob? I think he's from accounting. We have accountants? I think so. Marder there falling back. MD4 setting up here as well. More mines going off north here, blasting apart some of Charlotte's infantrymen there. We got 182 versus 139. Back to Charlotte. Strafing around an MD34 here. Orangepest retreats just in time before the full mighty United States Air Force hits it. M1340 rushing forwards again. And we got grenades there for Charlotte. Also feels like there's resource build up. Might Charlotte now be planning for the EC8 here versus Orangepest? Achtrad out as well here. Good golly. Like, to some extent, this feels a bit more old school from Orangepest in terms of like the meta game. This feels a lot more like early DAK, which like, you know, heavy Achtrad Marders, Studies and M1340s. Going for the anti-tank crew here, almost got it. Crew down, M1340 though getting held up with anti-tank grenades. The engine completely blows out. Like no extended air conditioner. Oh, what air conditioner that's been poorly maintained for yet decades. Another Chaffee out for Charlotte. No M1340 or EC8 here. Seems like Charlotte is determined not to use the EC8 here. I mean, that is somewhat admirable here, though a bit surprising, but oh well. Machine gun holding up the American advance. He almost got another Chaffee down there. Stu D there, ready to be committed to the fight again here for Orangepest and Swaziland. Rive being sawed apart at the M55 in the open here. Not looking great there for Charlotte's assault. Looks like Charlotte is starting to get a bit perhaps desperate. The assaults are starting to get a bit more inefficient, relying more on just raw force here, hoping to just overwhelm Orangepest no matter the cost, but also taking a lot of losses in the process, which makes it easy for Orangepest to inflict, like, you know, high losses. And it's another assault grenade squad out here, mechanized, being rushed in. MD34 there, double anti-tank grenade on the armored car, causing a guaranteed engine damage, by the way. Which probably you didn't know, if you pop off 2 snares on the same tank or vehicle at the same time, you will be guaranteed a damaged engine. Fun fact. Orangepest, they're going for the victory point. We've got 134 versus 115. Got the northern points here. Stu D rolling ahead here. Batch into one. Bit of air reconnaissance. We got Panzerbüchse there littering the hills.
A fuel point is being seized by the enemy.
Bit of air reconnaissance again. I don't think actually Charlotte's like researched anything here, except the not even the double salty, which is a bit interesting considering, like, you know, how much he's been using it. You'd figure you should, like, looks like extract more value from these, like, you know, making them cheaper, reducing the cooldown, you know, just getting more value out of them. So that's a bit of a surprise there from Charlotte. Bit of an oversight. I suppose if you're still, like, getting the hang of this, I mean, obviously she may not consider that, but, you know, it's only something working in mind. If you're going to use this a lot, you really, like, you don't want to get these upgrades here. Ace M1340 here, a true hero of Italy there.
Territory out of supply. They've cut us off.
Southeast Stu D hitting the mortar. We got 80 points left for Charlotte. 79. Achtrad engaging northern infantry elements here. And we got another M1340 out here for Orangepest. Another Chaffee for Charlotte.
5 points remaining.
And we got self-repairs there for Orangepest as well researched. Chaffee's lining up for another wave of attacks. We got the mortar abandoned there at Charlotte's base entrance. Another wave of troops here caught here by the Stug and Chaffee's, or M1340s. 69 versus 115. 68. Charlotte's infantry there being caught out in the open by German and Italian armor. Chaffee's obstructing the flank here. Marder, though, caught out of position. And the Marder is down, but there's still a lot of Italian tanks nearby, including the AC, the hero of Taranto, Giuseppe. There we go, M24 Chaffee down. Stug being swarmed here by Bazooka team, but it doesn't matter. The Stug stands triumphant in the waves of American infantry. Chaffee being pursued here by the M1340. The hero of Taranto will not allow any American tank to escape on his watch. More Chafees for Charlotte. Got 53 points left here for Charlotte. Didn't get the arc there, and the Ace M1340 almost has the Chaffee. Down it goes. Now the Chaffee that arrives with the situation here for Charlotte is rapidly collapsing now, like a poorly stacked cake. It's all slipping out.
Fallen to 50 points.
And we got... Is this another M1340? Orangepest is demanding the full support now of Italian local command, committing all of their tanks to this battle. Meanwhile, the Ace strikes towards Charlotte's base here. We got 39 versus 115 here. Stu desuffers the damage engine. Chaffee goes for it. We got the fire there from the Italian tanks on it. Grenades here. Damaging the engine here of Charlotte's Chaffee. We got 35 here. Stu goes down. Almost got the Chaffee. Bazooka team's pursuing here. Ace. M1340 there, still at it. 15 infantry kills, 4 armored kills. A true hero. MU-34s, they're holding up the American advances. Charlotte throws in everything she's got. Like a high roll at a casino who's got a debt trip paid to the Mafia. Charging in the air support going down there, hitting the MU-34, forcing it back up north here. Assault grenades versus Rough Squad here, grenades being chucked. And we got Tactical Assault activated, 2 thumbs up. And that could be a wipe here on a just newly minted Ace Rifle Squad. 115 versus 18. Whew. Bazooka teams are suffering the full brunt here of the M1340, almost getting wiped out. 115 versus 15, 14. 13. 11. There we go. GG. Game over. So there you go. Quite the fight here on Taranto Coastline. A nice return to more workable replays. And just some nice tank action here with M1340s and chapters, all that. Charlotte definitely had some curious choices there. Lack of E6. And even Scots, they're like, don't mind going non-meta, but I feel like this is Scott who could have done a lot there for Charlotte. But oh well. Or again, getting some of these upgrades I think would also do a lot there for Charlotte. But oh wait, great play of both sides, particularly like Orangepest really bouncing back there and sending just highlight, and then the M1340s still got it. So thank you all for joining in. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family. You can also support the Propagandacaster by donating on Patreon or PayPal. Well, donating on PayPal, Patreon. So thank you all for joining in, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.